Dear students, good morning. In this video, we try to do problem in trigonometry up to transformations. Problem is, if A, B, C are angles in a triangle, prove that sin²A plus sin²B minus sin²C equal to 2 sinA sinB cosC. In the earlier videos, we have done sin²A or sinA, but whereas in this problem you are having squares, sin²A, sin²B, sin²C. Then how to do this problem? Given ABC are angles in a triangle, means sum of three angles is 180. So A plus B plus C equal to 180. By taking LHS, I shall draw RHS. So LHS sin²A plus sin²B minus sin²C. In the list of the formulae, sort out the formulae which you are having squares. See here, I have written sin A plus B into sin A minus B. The formulae are sin²A minus sin²B or cos²B minus cos²A, having squares here. Since in the problem you are having squares, you have to use this kind of formula. If you observe, you cannot apply formula for first two terms because you are having plus. But whereas in the formula, if you observe, these two sin² terms having minus in between. So, formula is applied if two square terms, sin², cos², sin²A minus sin²B, cos²B minus cos²A. You must have minus in between. If you have plus, like here, you cannot apply formula for these two terms. So, I can use the formula for second and third terms because we are having minus in between. So, I am using formula for these two terms. Now observe both the sin² terms. So I have to use this formula. In the problem we are given this. So you can write sin A plus B into sin A minus B. Now compare sin². Treat this as A, because in the formula you are having A, sin²A minus sin²B, sin²A minus sin²B. Then you can write this sin A plus B into sin A minus B. So, I am not disturbing the first term sin²A. The same I have written sin²A plus, you are having plus. sin²A minus sin²B formula is sin A plus B into sin A minus B. So sin, what is A? B plus C. So in the place of A and B, you have to write B and C. So sin B plus C into sin B minus C. You must be careful while applying the formula and doing the comparison. In the formula you are having A and B. In the problem you are having B and C. So formula is replaced with B and C instead of A and B. So I have to write B plus C sin B minus C. I have written. So sin²A, first term I am not disturbing, plus sin. I have to use the given hypothesis for 2 times. A plus B plus C equal to 180. With this, what is B plus C? B plus C is 180 minus A. So write B plus C as 180 minus A, the remaining term as it is. Next step, sin²A plus 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta, which quadrant? Second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin is positive. Sin is positive. How? All represent first quadrant. Silver represent second quadrant. Tea, third quadrant. Cups, fourth quadrant. So first letter S means you have to identify sin is positive. Sin is positive. This phrase is given to identify the ratios in their respective quadrants, whether they are positive or negative. So 180 minus comes in second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin is positive. So I have to put plus. So plus into plus is plus. Remove 0. 18. 18 is even. No change. So sin, what is the theta? It is A. So sin A. Into the same, sin B minus C. Now, if you observe, you can take sin A common in these 2 terms. So take sin A common. sin²A. One sin is already outside. So remaining one more sin. So sin A plus this sin A is in common outside. The remaining is sin B minus C. In the next step, you have to use the hypothesis one more time. So in the place of A, you have to replace A equal to 180 minus of B plus C. Here, I won't disturb the term before the bracket. Before the bracket, I won't disturb, because in the RHS you need sin A. Already I got sin A. So I won't disturb this sin A. Not only in this problem, in all the problems, you should not disturb the term which is taken as common. You should not disturb this term. You have to replace this A as 180 minus of B plus C. Again, 180 minus theta. Treat this as theta. As of above, 180 minus theta is in second quadrant. Second quadrant sign is positive. So plus, remove 0. 18 is even, no change. So sin remains sin, theta is b plus c. So sin b plus c plus sin b minus c. If you observe, this is a direct formula which is given in your list of the formulae. So in the formula list, if you observe, you can see sin A plus B, sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. The formula is 2 sin A cos B. Formula is 2 sin A cos B. If it is in terms of A and B, in the place of A you are having B. So in the place of A you have to write B, 2 sin B. In the place of C, you are having, in the place of B, in the formula you are having C. So here you have to write C, cos C. So multiply these two. This is into in between. So 2 ones are 2. That is 1 as coefficient, 1 into 2, 2. Put it in the order sin A, sin B, cos C, which is nothing but our RHS. What we have to get, or what we have to draw it as RHS. Hence, problem is over, hence proved. See here, if you have a little glance on this problem, what the technique I have used here is, I have observed for which terms I can apply the formula. For these two terms I cannot apply the formula because 2 sin square terms or 2 cos square terms must contain minus in between. Then only we can apply the formula. This particular formula. Since you are having plus, we cannot apply the formula for first and second terms. So I used second and third terms because you are having a minus in between. So we have done the problem as it is what we have done in the earlier. Problem is over.